Ilia Topuria is a disaster for the lightweight division as he pushes for a boxing match against Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford went on Ariel Helwani's show today and absolutely humiliated not only Topuria, but also Ariel Helwani, because in this interview, and we're going to take a look at like 3 minutes of this interview, Ariel sat there and tried to push a laughing stock fight of Crawford versus Topuria. And Crawford said the truth, which is Ilia Topuria offers nothing to him. And I know people are going to say I'm an Ilia Topuria hater. I know there's somebody out there that's going to be crying, Joey, why do you hate Topuria? I do not hate Topuria. 6 months ago, I was being called an Ilia Topuria fanboy. But we can't have this, guys. We can't have a champion not fighting legitimate contenders and begging for boxing matches because that's where the money is, because the UFC doesn't want to pay Ilia Topuria. So let's just jump into it. We have a lot to check out. The first thing I want to check out, Ilia Topuria's Twitter. I mean, I know people are going to say I'm being over dramatic. This is humiliating, man. This is humiliating for the sport. Topuria is one of the biggest names in the UFC. He's not the star that everyone makes him out to be. He's not the star that the media makes him out to be. He's not the star that Ariel Helwani in particular makes him out to be. But he is one of the biggest names in the sport. And this is what he's doing. Who wins in a fight? And he's posting pictures of him and Terence Crawford, otherwise known as Kendrick Lamar. Then this was only like a week ago. And then the next day, I won't talk about what would happen between me and Crawford in the octagon. I'll talk about what would happen in the ring. I put him to sleep in the first contact. Who cares, bro? Nobody wants to see you box. Nobody wants to see it. Like, if you want to see this fight, you're not a fan of MMA. Like, I don't understand. These are two different sports. I, for one, didn't want to see Conor Mayweather. I didn't even watch that fight. That's how much I hate it. It's two different sports. And now we have a champion that fought for a fake belt against a guy who was on a one-fight win streak against Michael Chandler and got a lightweight title. He's never defended it, and now he's begging to box Terence Crawford. If that isn't a sad state of the division, if that doesn't make it a disaster for the division, I don't know what is. And then he tweets out, this was after the boxing match between Crawford and Canelo. First, he calls me drunk. Then he walks out to my song. Crawford, whenever you want, I'll teach you how to dance that mariachi in the ring. And Canelo, I'll save you a round after him. What's crazy is 56 likes, 56,000 likes. That's insane. That's actually insane. But as you guys know, social media is not the end-all, be-all of star power. Anyway, next thing I want to show you, because this really grinds my gears. This really grinds my gears. This is a clip when Topuria went on the Nelk Boys kick stream. It's kind of hard to hear because they got music playing over it. I'll turn it up a bit. Listen to this.
They're going to give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never going to give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt.
I'm never going to give him a chance to fight for a title. If that's the case, I'll give up my belt. He's talking about Arman Tsarukyan, who is the true #1 contender in the lightweight division. Regardless of what you want to say about the Islam fight, he got injured and had to pull out. We're now not fighting the #1 contender. We'd rather make worse fights, less competitive fights because of one pullout. That's what we're doing nowadays. But either way, even if you don't think Arman deserves the shot, this is Topuria saying, I would rather give up my belt than fight the most deserving guy in the lightweight division. Meanwhile, here he is begging to box a boxer instead. The lightweight division is in shambles. I know Topuria is a Conor McGregor wannabe, but this is getting out of hand. Now, the next thing I want to show you before we get to the Ariel Helwani interview, which Ariel absolutely humiliated himself in that as well and got put in his place by Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford didn't know he walked out to the same song as Ilia. Oh, good for him. And Terence Crawford says, look, I didn't know that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He walked out to the same song as Topuria. He says, oh, good for him.
I was curious about your entrance, how you came to choose that song in particular to walk out to.
Well,
I'm going to fast forward. We don't need to listen to this whole thing.
for night tonight.
Did you know Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC?
You said what?
Ilia Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
Did he? Oh, good. Good for him.
Good for him. This dude who made a ridiculous amount of money to box Canelo Alvarez on Netflix doesn't give a rat's ass about Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is worth nothing of value to Terence Crawford. And for some reason, he goes on Ariel Helwani's show, and Ariel acts like this is some mega super fight that all the fans want to see. And Terence Crawford shuts Ariel down to his face and honestly humiliates Ariel. And he handles it perfectly. We're gonna watch this entire 3-4 minute clip. Listen to this.
Ask you one more thing and then let you go. One more topic. Obviously, we're paying close attention to you and Ilia Topuria. The back and forth, the tweets.
Who is paying close attention to that? Ariel's acting like this is some mega combat sports story. That's crazy to me. And by the way, why is this so zoomed in? I don't know. I have to fix that. This is not some mega combat sports story. We're paying mega close attention to the back and forth. What back and forth? What did Crawford say? Let's continue.
And then you walk out to the song that he usually walks out to. You were asked about it. He then responded yesterday via Twitter to you walking out to the song that he usually walks out to. And I know that you were asked about this, but this was his response. First, he calls me drunk. Then he walks out to my song. Crawford, whenever you want, I'll teach you how to dance the mariachi in the ring, and Canelo, I'll save you a round after him. Honestly, you...
Look at this shit-eating grin on Ariel's face. It's hard to tell. This dude danced for Ilia Topuria. I wish I had that clip at the ready. This dude danced for Ilia Topuria. This is the biggest Ilia Topuria fanboy there ever was. And let me just say this. If you are an Ilia Topuria fan, you don't want the Crawford boxing match. You don't want the next route in the Conor McGregor wannabe saga, trying to follow in Conor McGregor's footsteps, getting the tattoos, talking about Conor, pushing now for a boxing match similar to Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, which Ariel brings up in a little bit. But let's continue.
Walking out to his song, did you not know that was the song he always walks out to?
To be honest, I never even seen this dude fight. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, I'm not worried about that guy at all. You know, it's crazy how, you know, things work, you know. I didn't even know who he was. When he seen me at the UFC, he came up and shook my hand saying, "What's up?" to me. I didn't even know who he was, you know, but then I see him online talking about he had knocked me out in the first round and this and that and this. Well, if you wanted to fight me, you had the opportunity to tell me, like, "Hey, man, I want to fight you. What's up?" Like, that's fake. You know, if I don't like somebody, if I want to fight them for whatever reason, I would have been like, "Hey, what's up, man? What you think about me and you fighting?" I'm not going to go hide behind, you know, the keyboard and things like that and then be like, "Oh, I knocked this dude out, this and that and this." I think that's fake.
Calls him fake. I don't even know who this dude is. I've never seen him fight. Completely no-sells Ilia Topuria. Because what Ariel Helwani wants here, by the way, this is the same Ariel Helwani that was pushing for Leon Edwards to defend his welterweight title against Conor McGregor instead of Bilal Muhammad, but that's besides the point. Ariel wants Terence Crawford to feed the fire. He wants Terence Crawford to entertain this bout so then Ariel can push it, because for Ariel, what's best for business is what's best for his business. Whatever he thinks will generate clicks and views is what he wants. And he's an Ilia Topuria fanboy. He thinks this will be some mega extravagant event similar to McGregor Mayweather, which he's going to bring up in a second. Crawford shuts him down immediately. I don't even know this guy. I've never even seen him fight. And he's fake. He came up to me, shook my hand, and the next thing you know, he's on Twitter begging to fight me. Yeah. Shuts him down. It gets even worse.
Do you think he actually wants to fight you, or do you think, as the kids would say, he's just trying to clout chase?
I definitely think he's trying to clout chase. I think he'll definitely get in the ring with me for the right check. You know, that's what we all do it for. But at the same time, you know, I think, you know, he's I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know what he thinking this way. I will. Ain't even nothing to talk about.
Look, he was about to say I would whoop him. I'd whoop him like a dog. He wouldn't dare step to these waters. But he realized if I say that, that's the sound clip right there. So he catches himself and doesn't say it. But yeah, he's right. Ilia Topuria is clout chasing a boxer who's on Netflix, having tens of millions of people watch him. And Topuria is just chasing that check. And I've told you guys for a while, as a fan of Topuria, I'm sad because he's not going to be around much longer. I told you guys this. He's trying to pull the Conor McGregor route. He wants a big boxing match, and then he's going to be gone. Then he's going to check out. I'd be shocked if Topuria is still around in 2 years, and he's not being very active. I don't see Dean Thomas out there saying he's a disaster for the division. He took no damage. Took absolutely no damage in June. He's not fighting this year, so that's 6 months at least. Maybe they're going to save him for the first Paramount card, but he's begging to fight Crawford or box Crawford rather than fight any of the lightweight contenders, including Arman. Let's continue.
Now that this has become a thing and you see the interest, do you have interest in fighting him?
What interest, Ariel? There is no fucking interest in this fight. This is a joke. Topuria, they act. I've covered this so extensively, I'm not going to go on this crazy monologue about it. The media essentially pretends certain guys are stars and hoping they can create this false narrative that they're a mega star because it helps their business. Ilia Topuria, his star power directly correlates to Ariel Helwani's revenue and other media members' revenue and their job security. And that's why you'll see Dana, Sean O'Malley's a mega star. He's a massive star. And the media's like, oh my God, O'Malley's star power is unbelievable. They act like Topuria is some Conor McGregor simply because that's what they want. That's what they're hoping for. So they're trying to almost create it. They're trying to manifest it. They're trying to fake it till you make it. There's no fucking interest in this boxing match. You guys let me know if I'm dead wrong. We'll see if there's people down in the comments, Joey, I want to see Topuria versus Crawford. If you'd rather see Topuria versus Crawford than Topuria versus Arman, than Topuria versus Paddy, than Topuria versus whoever else makes their way up the lightweight division, Topuria versus Islam, if you'd rather see that than any of those fights, you're not a real MMA fan, okay?
For what?
Money.
Listen, what money would I get out of fighting him? Tell me how much I'm gonna get out of fighting him.
Ariel's speechless. Ariel's literally what money, Ariel? What money am I gonna get out of him, Ariel? How much? Let me rewind that back. I mean, he literally had Ariel speechless here. Listen to this.
Fighting him.
For what?
Money.
Listen, what money would I get out of fighting him? Tell me how much I'm gonna get out of fighting him.
Well, I know Floyd made a lot, obviously, to fight Conor.
He's not nowhere near on the level of Conor McGregor. Let's be real. Stop it. Don't ever compare him to Conor. Conor was here. He's here. Like I said, I don't know this guy. I never seen this guy fight. And I watch a lot of MMA, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm slipping. Maybe he's a good fighter, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I honestly never seen this guy fight, for sure.
He's nowhere near Conor McGregor. He's here. Conor McGregor's here. He might be slightly exaggerating, saying, I don't know this guy. He's probably heard of him before. He is completely no-selling this because there's no interest. He can make more money boxing other guys. He just made a ridiculous amount of money boxing Canelo Alvarez. And Ariel is acting like Topuria is the money fight to Crawford when really Topuria is chasing the paycheck that Crawford can offer him. It's very, very bizarre. Ariel's acting almost like Crawford should desperately want this fight. Crawford should entertain this fight. Crawford should push this fight. And Crawford's like, don't you ever compare him to Conor McGregor. And if you watch Conor McGregor's rise, if you watch his star power in his peak, Topuria is nowhere fucking close. It's not even in the same universe, let alone on the same planet. Let's continue.
Sure. You know, and I've seen Conor McGregor fight a lot of times. Just saying.
Okay.
Him and Connor, like, it's night and day. It's night and day.
So you'd say that
You know it's night and day. Don't ever try to say they on the same level.
I'm just saying.
Look at Ariel. Look at it. This doesn't give you effeminate cucky vibes. You know, Ariel. You know. I'm just saying, man. I mean, look at that. Effeminate cucky vibes if I've ever seen it. I like that he called him out here. You know it, Ariel. But you're trying to drum it up. You're trying to push interest because that's what you want, Ariel. Because you think it'll make you money.
Saying right now, you can make the case that he is one of the biggest stars in the UFC.
Okay, so how much we gonna make? How much we make? Tell me how much we make. How much you make? Am I gonna make more with him than I made with Canelo?
Probably not.
Am I gonna make close?
Probably not. But if we're talking about like a Bivol or someone,
what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We ain't talking about.
I think you'd make more than like if you fought a Bivol or someone like that.
We're not talking about that.
I'm just saying compared to people not named Canelo.
Listen, tell that guy to, keep up the good work in his career. I wish him the best.
Ariel's devastated. He desperately wants Crawford to push for this fight. When Crawford walked out to the music for the Canelo Alvarez fight, I should have had this tweet ready. Ariel was like, yeah, that's it, Crawford. Plant the seed. Dude, get off of Topuria's dick. That's what he's doing. And I just love how he shuts him down. Well, what are we talking? Am I going to make what I made it versus Canelo? Am I going to make close? And Ariel's like, well, it would probably be better than anyone else not named Canelo. I'm not so sure of that. I'm not so sure Crawford wouldn't make more boxing Bivol. That was a big fight that he had earlier this year. Versus what, Beterbiev? I'm not so sure. Crawford's a 42-0 boxer who has a big name in the sport, generating a lot of interest, and Ariel's sitting here trying to push an Ilia Topuria boxing match while Ilia's ducking legit contenders in the lightweight division. It's an absolute shame. And I'm telling you, if he goes down this route, if Topuria goes into the boxing route, I don't think Dana's going to let it happen. I don't think Dana wants it to happen. But if somehow with all the Turkey al Sheikh and, all the boxing with Saudi Arabia and the UFC's connection to all this, if somehow it ends up happening, I don't think it will. He needs to relinquish the lightweight title. He needs to relinquish the lightweight title, but Terence Crawford completely shuts it down right to Ariel's face. And I thought it was hilarious because Ariel was literally devastated. And we'll watch him pivot here at the end. This is at the tail end of the interview.
Fair enough. When do you think you'll know if you'll fight again?
Boom. That's it. Fair enough. Fair enough. I pushed you for 5 minutes now about an Ilia Topuria fight. You've given me absolutely nothing. You obviously don't want this fight. You have no interest in this fight, but it's in my best interest to try to push for this fight because I cover MMA, I cover combat sports, but I want these mega moments. And essentially, he's trying to turn Topuria into Conor McGregor for his monetary benefit. Absolutely love this from Terence Crawford. I thought it was a picture-perfect response from Terence Crawford about Ilia Topuria completely shutting it down. And Ariel had no answers. He had no answers when Crawford's like, well, how much am I going to make? What am I going to make? You think he's on Conor's level? Don't even say that. And you know that. Called him out right to his face. Absolutely loved it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.